I have my own theory about why. But we will see. Let's see the wisdom. Hi, Sydney. Hello.
Why do they always ruin all the things I like?
Boobies! They ruined the boobies. If I'm going to have to go through another trailer where they drop it and the women look ugly...
This is the true girlfriend experience people have been talking about.
Yeah.
Listening to banger music while a Scoo is yapping about random things. I now see the appeal.
Ah, wait, is this GFE? Oh no. Don't say that. Fortune gonna say that I'm Coomer baiting. They are already rubbing one out every time I show ankle. Okay, like, no. Oh no.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Foom. Now, I think it's pretty well established at this point that society has experienced a major shift in what it considers beautiful and attractive in the last number of years.
They are revoking my titty rights. That's it. They always want to take away my titties. It's not fair. It's not fair that the only people who have the right to have titties are fat people. If you're fat and you have a fat ass and you have big titties, that doesn't count. I will die on this hill. It doesn't count. It simply does not. It's not the same. It doesn't scratch the same itch, man. No.
And no, I'm not just talking about makeup and clothing, I'm also talking about whatever the hell it is that Gen Z is doing. I don't often venture onto...
You know, I don't think it's too late to just like get everyone from Gen Z and put them onto an island. And you know what I say about always California?
Your heart.
Like, we could just like put them onto the island and we just push them into like the water. And they will form their own little government, their own little country, and they can be like crazy together. We could call it like a Tumblr island because it's like the sort of like the same crazy mentality, but like we will get like a very cool new name that is like snappy and they are into it, you know? The Gen Z is hot. The problem boomers is. Boomers cannot be the problem, bro. Back then when boomers were doing literally anything, every bitches on the TV was half naked. Do you remember the good old times when it was fine? Well, that's mostly European television, but they were barely wearing anything. Boomers do the writing. Why aren't they dead yet? Aren't they like old? Just, I don't know, just go to sleep.
They're part of the internet, but when I do, this shift in attractiveness is happening all over the place. In media, entertainment, film, and television. But one of the areas that people seem to talk about the most is video games.
Tourists. It's because of the bloody tourists. I will never forget
Total
them.
drama Gen Z Island. Let them try to build a society.
Oh,
no Twitter, no memes, they won't survive.
Oh, bro, that could work. Oh, that's genius. Okay, listen. We will get the fund for the island. You guys will get the people together. It's going to be... Oh, could we make it a battle royale? The Gen Z-est of the Gen Z will survive. And then we will, like, get that person back to reality. Oh, yeah, that would be so cool. Pure entertainment. It would be like the Big Brother, but with battle royale. Lord of the Flies Gen Z edition? Yeah. Exactly. We will stream it. We will hide cameras everywhere.
I actually started writing this video with the intention of covering this whole topic in its totality, but I very quickly realized there was a lot to it. So I've broken it up and consider this video number 1 with video number 2 and maybe more than that coming. I don't know, probably just 1 and 2. That's enough, I think. Now, about a month ago, The Gamer published an article titled, "Stop Using Mods to Make Female Characters Prettier."
Yeah, that ain't happening. What do you mean? It's so stupid. It's so fucking...
Fat chicks bragging about the big tits is like a dude without a job bragging about having the day off.
Kinda. Bro, but like... It's like, okay, you're making... Like, look at Silent here, right? Like, they made the chick who is, like, depressed look like fucking David Duchovny, right? Like she actually looks like David Duchovny with a wig on. And I just, as much as I wanted to enjoy it every time I got a scene with her, I almost started to laugh because how stupid she looks. And I couldn't take it seriously, but I played it so early that there was no mods for it, right? But I'm gonna be honest with you, that totally took away from my experience. I couldn't take it seriously. Who? The chick with the knife, you know, who is depressed and like she's in like the fire Silent Hill. And I couldn't unsee David Duchovny on it. It was hilarious. You didn't like Lady Duchovny? Listen, I do think that Mr. Duchovny is a very gorgeous man, and he would be an even more gorgeous woman. But it was just strange, you know? They should have chosen to make her look like Dana Scully. Bro, now that would have been... I had the biggest crush. Okay, we are not going into my crushes. But the point is, I think it should be allowed to do whatever the fuck you want with your characters.
All I heard was the X-Files theme. Illuminati conformed when she showed up on screen.
Bro, for real. But this is so stupid. Why? Listen, if... Let's say that you're a game dev, right? And let's say that you're making a game and you decide that, oh, your character is just like an average girl, right? And someone wants to like sprouse it up a little bit as a moderator. As a modder, I think that should be allowed. Like, I could understand if you would say, like, you know, maybe don't put like NSFW into it, but like making prettier? That's kind of weird.
The article explains that after the release of the game Baldur's Gate 3, several mods were created.
It's about Lezel. Okay, but Lezel is like a space orc or whatever the fuck. Like, I mean, if you close your eyes halfway, then she's alright. She grew on me, okay? I'm gonna say that. She grew on me. At first, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, and then she grew on me.
To make female characters in the game more attractive. Specifically, Lae'zel, or however this is pronounced, and Shadowheart.
Okay, don't diss my girl Shadowheart, okay? She was hot. Okay, like, she's fine. She's beautifully damaged, just like how I love my women.
Lae'zel pronunciation, right?
This Kuchan is as adorable, huggable and head-pattable as ever.
No.
Internet.
Another one. My friend's blood not enough.
Who writes these names, bro?
It's fantasy.
The author makes the argument that if
Look at her. She's perfect. She has nice titties. 10 out of 10.
people need to make female characters into the perfect woman, then they don't view these characters as a whole, but as commodities. The writer then goes on to say that if female characters need to meet impossible beauty standards in order for players to connect with them...
You know, I hate it when they bring up the impossible beauty standards, because have you looked at, like, the pretty girls on Instagram or Hollywood? Like, is it really that impossible to be good looking? Okay, I do think they are wrong. I don't think Shadowheart is ugly. Like, sure, could they have make her hotter? Of course, we do have 2B, right? Like, and she's basically my goddess. My go-to goddess whenever I need to goon, because she's perfect from head to toe. But, you know, she's not ugly.
Then their value is only skin deep. Funnily enough, we've actually seen a...
Wow. Are you telling me that boys just want to interact with hot chicks in the games? So let me think. So men are scum and they are not allowed to interact with women in real life, but they are so much scum but that you're not allowed to interact with hot women even in games. Okay.
ton of criticism around the appearances of several female protagonists, not only in the last number of years, but also in the last several months. Some notable examples are Aloy from Horizon.
Okay, but she does look like she had been stung by 2 bees. Okay, and not 2 bees, but like 2 bees. Or she has like a mumps or something. Like, this is not that she's ugly, but like there is something strange happened to her.
A better example is the new Fable. The model they used is gorgeous, but the game version is trash.
Oh,
purposefully made ugly.
But like even her, like look at her. The problem, even with the Silent Hill chick, if you would, okay, what's her name? Someone tell me what's the name of the Silent Hill chick, the one with the knife. I cannot write David Duchovny and then. Give me right now. Tell me. What is it? Angela. Is it okay? Okay. Silent Hill 2 remake, Angela. So like, even if you look at it, compared to go away, compared to the original, right? Like, look at her. It's not that she is beautiful, but like, I mean, she looks good, but like, she looks completely normal in the old one, and in the new one, she's just like, you know what they did? They removed every ounce of femininity out of her face. She doesn't have delicate features. She actually looks like David Duchovny with a wig on it. I don't even think it's the eyebrows. It's like the nose, the chin line. Like, she has like this square thingy, and it doesn't even look bad. It does. Do you know why it doesn't look that bad? Because you don't see the body ratio. She has a giant... I have been looking at her for so long to figure
Funny
out what's
should you
wrong.
mention to be.
Yeah.
The mood has been bad lately, so I'm replaying Gestalt and Automata for the 6th or 7th time now lol. Instant mood up every time that crack get in the frame, bonus the depression of the law.
That's very nice. But look at that. Look me deep in the eye and tell me that there is not something... There is something wrong. No curves either. No, you know what? The head. The head is huge compared to the shoulder and to the other proportions. It's like she was put together. It's almost like this head belongs to a different body. There is like, yeah, she doesn't have boobs. She doesn't have curves. She's not skinny, but she's not fat. And she has like this like swollen... It's like, you know what it looks like when you have thyroid issues and you don't take medication? That's what it looks like. Like... Okay, that's a voice. I was like, don't tell me that they based it off of her, because I would just freaking die.
Every hot female character has been severely nerfed.
It's
This
so
is a
sad.
spore creature creator abomination.
Like, look at this. Actually, like, I'm not saying that's perfect, but it's so much more closer to the original Angela. Like, you get like similarly like this slimmer jawline and whatnot, and it's like still weird, of course, a little bit, because it's based off of this, but like it's more feminine, a little bit more fragile, a little bit less David Duchovny. I fucking... I'm sorry. Silent Hill 2 Angela David.
Isn't it crazy that her head is as wide as her shoulder arm?
I'm sorry, but oh my god, what is that? No, I just want a picture. Show me the picture. Open image in a new tab. Like, where are you? Where is the... There you go. Copy image address. Paste and go. Yeah. I played that goddamn game, and Silent Hill 2 was amazing. Best fucking game I played, like, in a very long time. And they hit me with the fucking David Duchovny in a wig. And I'm just like, you like, you know, she goes through this traumatic event and she's trying to process it. And it had this like very odd voice acting too. And it was like a little bit weird because of the style. And then David Duchovny looks back at me and it's like, I don't know, man. I'm emotionally too incompetent to feel this. It was just too much. I hate you now. I can't see it. What do you mean? Have you not... Look at it from a distance. It's him. It's him. It's my boy. It's Mulder. He's just investigating Silent Hill. He's just undercover. You got to believe. I'm telling you, it's basically the same. I cannot unsee it, bro.
Horizon Forbidden West, Mortal
Beautiful.
Kombat's Tanya.
At least she has tits, you know.
And Fable's new
Is she missing a teeth? Why does she look like a homeless man? Is this a girl? Is this a boy? Is she missing a teeth? What is this? What is that? Oh, that's so awful, bro. Oh, there's Egla Enetmite. It's awful. I really dislike this. Jesus.
lead heroine, whose name I don't know because although I look
Can
on
I
the
call it
internet,
Grogna the Ugly?
Yes, absolutely.
the internet didn't tell me, and then I just got sick of looking for it, and now we're gonna call her Mrs. Magoo. Even if you do a very basic online search about this topic, you will find countless articles and forums discussing why female characters are getting progressively uglier and uglier. People are apparently not a fan of this.
Oh, gee, I wonder why. Imagine if back then, when, like, you know, there was like the time in Rome and Greece, like the philosophers, like they were doing the beautiful statues, and they would have made like Aphrodite, but it would have been just like a chick who has like a monobrow, overweight, missing a few teeth, crooked nose. It looks basically like, I don't know, a homeless guy who didn't take a shower for like, I don't know, hot. Yeah, I know. I'm kind of turned on too. Aphrodite is literally chubby. Okay, you chubby is hot. Okay, if you have a little pooch, that's hot. I love chubby women. I am actually more towards the chubby. I like skinny girls are like, yeah, whatever. But you're like bony, you're sharp, you're going to poke me. No, I like a little chub. I like it when it's a little bit padded and you're having like these nice curves and you have a little love handle and it's just a beautiful, yeah. But like the chubby, yes, chubby does not equal fat. Fat is like when you sit down to like, I don't know, into like an airplane seat and you have to sort of like tuck in your sides left and right because you don't quite fit into it. Okay? Like you can't compare the two.
At all. What I think is interesting is that
Nice.
the deliberate desexualization of female characters in video games has been
Wait a second. Is that Jill but in what was that in Guns outfit? There is a Guns mod for Jill? Oh my god.
games has been happening already
Shit, listen, I know it. Yeah, it is Guns. I know my Gunnarshin.
for some time. Over the years, more and more criticism has been thrown at video game creators, with particular groups
Yeah.
demanding women be treated less like fun dolls and more like actual people.
Imagine, like, I love this. Like, I don't know why, but modern feminists and like people think that if you're a beautiful woman, you cannot be smart. It's almost like they use beautiful women as a caricature of a woman. And if you're competent, then you cannot be beautiful. So it's like you're either ugly and smart or beautiful and dumb as a stick. And I'm like, I feel like this says something about a group of people who are like trying to push something, but I just like, you know. So beautiful women aren't actual people. No. I mean, yeah, no. Yes, basically what they are saying that if you are too hot, then you are a dumbass. And you are just appealing for the male gaze. And we, all men are scum. So, true.
There's been some success with that, to be completely honest.
True.
But it seems like in this quest to undo the
Must be true. Hi, Kinako.
hypersexualization in video games, devs have taken things way too far in the opposite direction. To the point where people are beginning to think that female characters are being made deliberately uglier to not only appeal to a wider audience, but
When was the last time that an average person said, yes, I wanna play that ugly character because, oh my god, I love... I wake up in the morning, I look into the mirror, disappointment. I boot up my game, I look at an ugly ass bitch, disappointment, beautiful. This is what I want. Why? Who wants this? Like listen, I'm trying to. Okay, I'm a gooner, right? We can establish it. I am a bad frame of reference, but I can guarantee you, I'm going to think about my mother. My mother is not a gooner, but holy shit, my mother has a good taste. The amount of time she's like, oh, that character has a fat ass. She looks very good. She's like, I wish I would have tits like that, you know? So she's a normie. She's not a gamer. She barely knows how to boot up a fucking computer. Okay? And she understands beauty and she loves beauty. The thing is that these people, these activists, they just hate the concept of beauty because I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually don't know. Because some of them look perfectly fine, but they are just virtue signaling that beautiful people are bad or something. Because they can't have it. But why not? Like, I don't understand. They just... I am like... I'm trying real hard to think, but the only thing I can think about is that if a woman is beautiful, it would attract a man's gaze. And since they despise anything that comes with you guys, they don't want the man's gaze to work. Therefore, if they nerf the chicks and they are not hot, then only the special audience will play it. Or something. I don't know.
Also just generally appear more realistic. And as a gamer myself, I find all of this very interesting.
I don't want realism in my games. I want
It's
fat
almost
ass.
as if feminists are missing something.
Yeah.
Or they're just flat out retarded.
Yeah.
I'm not positive, but I have an idea.
We have to cook on this, gentlemen. We gotta
It is
figure
the
it out.
Concorde effect. Concorde had solid concept art, and then when that art was put into the game, they uglied it.
Really? Did it have an actual proper, concept art? Because everything I saw was like very... It was a choice. It was a choice. The first one, yes. I just remember the main chunky guy who was just like wearing this like weird IKEA bag like coat or something. I am yeah, sorry.
So that's what we're going to talk about today. The uglification of female characters in...
My good sir. I don't have pictures of my vagina. Go away. Thank you for asking, though. I don't have it, but maybe later.
Video games, and why this might be happening. And obviously, all of my normal disclaimers here. This video is by no means exhaustive. This will be covering a series of my personal opinions and
we will remind you later. Okay, thank you. You know I'm forgetful. I will take them.
theories about the topic, but if you want more information, there is a plethora of YouTube videos and articles and commentary and all sorts of things about this very topic that you can go and look at whenever you want. Now, with all of that being said, you know what isn't ugly? You quitting your bad habit, which is why today's video is sponsored by Foom.
What is Foom?
Maintaining your bad
Is it
habit can
vaping?
often be expensive. Especially Foom is not a vape, so
How about you just don't vape, okay? That's how you get like fucking popcorn lung. I don't know what a popcorn lung is, but it sounds like it's something that you don't want to have. So do not vape, do not smoke, just, I don't know, like lick your homie's ass cheek or something and you will be healthier, okay? Yeah, just don't smoke. Yeah, go suck on a dick. A big, beautiful, juicy, ready to be sucked. Yeah, or like, I don't know, whatever makes you happy. Yeah, just don't fall for it. It's not worth it.
where are her clothes? An analysis of women in video games. During her discussion, Pavlat tried to illustrate her primary argument, that
Oh,
women
no.
in video games are scantily clad for no good reason, their armor in battle games is lacking compared to
I am fighting. On one hand, there is a side of me that is incredibly petty and childish and honestly just mean, and I'm just like, I can sort of understand why you would want to de-uglify the characters. And on the underside, there is the adult, mature me that is like, Scoot, that's not a nice thing. regardless of appearances, you must listen to what people say. But I just want you to know that I'm fighting here, okay? Like, I'm at the edge of my seat, and I need someone to hold my hand, so I will continue to be strong and I will not say anything, you know? Yeah, I am. I'm fighting.
Their male counterparts, and developers should be
Fighting.
trying to make these female characters more realistic and relatable. Only a month earlier, a similar TED Talk had been given about the voices of female characters in video games.
Huh?
The speaker said that she had studied several popular game franchises and determined that the vocalizations of female characters were limited to 3 primary tropes.
Do
The
it.
victim, where women cry out in pain or sadness, the sexy witch who will kick your butt, and the girly girl who is forced to fight.
I swear to God, these people just hate women.
This 1 out of 10 Velma reject woman getting mad about gaming beauty standards.
I swear, you know what they hate? They hate femininity. They hate it that women can be actually beautiful and kind and fragile and seductive, and like they can be like coy and flirty, and they have different charms than a man does, and that's why women are beautiful. If you make a woman be strong and burly and masculine and loud and argumentative, then you basically, congratulations, you have wrote a man, okay? And it's just like has a longer hair or something. It's not fun, it's not interesting. Then just write a fucking annoying argumentative man. Okay, women don't act. Okay, I want to say they don't act this way, but unfortunately, there are way too many women who act like a man right now, and that's why guys are like, you know what? I don't want to date you. You know, all those videos of the where are the good men? But also, these women are just like incredibly mean and argumentative and evil.
Evening everyone
Yeah.
and the scoo.
All of this, she concludes, is not very inspiring, and just like Pavlat in her TED Talk, makes the argument that these tropes are not great for female representation.
With some exceptions, these are the main options.
Gotta be strong today. Holy shit, I gotta be so strong today. Oh, I'm sipping on my coffee.
And they're, once again, not very inspiring. We have weakness, we have horror, we have sexuality.
Wait, we have whore? What? Wait, what? Did you say that we have a whore?
They're, once again, not very inspiring. We have weakness, we have horror, we have sexuality.
We have weakness, we have horror? Oh, horror!
I must say it for you. Her voice is annoying as fuck.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think it's annoying. I think she has an incredibly cutesy voice, and the reason you might find it annoying because she has an unlikable personality. I think if she would be nice and she would be kind, then you would find her voice very attractive.
Sexuality. And that's it. Those are the options for being a female character.
You know? No, trust me. It's the attitude that you dislike. Her voice is fine. She sounds incredibly cute.
Representation matters.
Okay, she already lost me. Fuck, man. I hate it. Why? Sometimes, no, listen. There are times. No. Fuck me. I hate it. If I hear something that representation matters and we made sure that something is diverse, I immediately clock out. Because you know what that means? That means that they made something, a movie, a game, where they were looking at the checklist. Is there a woman in it? Yes. Is there a black person in it? Yes. Is there some Asian represented? Yes. And that's it. They don't care about the writing. They don't care whether it's actually well written. They are just checking that, okay, so do we have a gay person? Okay, we have like this person. This person is asexual. Okay, done. Okay, stonks. That's it. And it's not because it couldn't work. There are multiple times that there is a story and there is like a gay couple or whatever in it, but they didn't base the entire story on that person's identity or their skin color. Okay, they just happen to be people who are in a story and they just have their life and that's how they are. I still can't believe it. Like, we have been living in the same fucking circle jerk where Hollywood and these idiot activists think that just because you put like 50 shades of like different sexual orientation into something, it will be good. It's not because of that. It's because of the story you fucking write, you one IQ'd idiotic. Anyways.
We've heard this a lot, but I'm going to repeat it again. Representation matters to...
I love myself and I'm calm. I am calm and I love myself. And I'm calm and I love myself.
See and to hear ourselves on screen humanizes us to ourselves, and it humanizes us to others.
Funnily enough,
Bro, when now I'm playing a game, I don't want to be humanized. Listen, I just started replaying Resident Evil 4. And you know why I'm playing it? Leon is a dumbass, but he's hot. Ashley is a dumbass, but she's hot. Ada is not a dumbass, and she's extremely hot. And that's the only reason. Also, the gameplay is amazing. But they are fucking hot. Whenever I look at someone, they are hot. And they are... It's enjoyable. And I don't look like Ashley. I don't look like Ada. I don't look like Leon. Okay? And I don't want to. I don't want reality. I don't want to be an ugly person in real life and an ugly person in the game. Okay? Let me be a god. Let me be a hot bombshell. Someone who is the master of the guns and like has powers and whatnot. While... taking 5 steps and the sound of my cheeks jiggling and clapping to each other makes an AoE disruption in the force field and killing every monsters in sight. That's what I want. I don't want realism. I don't want to be represented. I just want to be happy. That's all I want to be. I just want to play a game. I want to have fun and I want to be happy. You know, that's all I want.
these arguments go all the way back to 1996, when the action-adventure game Tomb Raider first hit shelves around the world. It featured gun-wielding
Poor doggies. I don't like killing doggies.
protagonist Lara Croft, a female...
Look at that waistline. Oh my god, it's so surreal. Like, no one has that kind of waistline. Oh my god.
Asku. You are right. Women do have all these wonderful feminine traits and can act very feminine and attractive.
Right.
Unfortunately, women chose to not be all these wonderful things, and instead choose to be aggressive and unappealing. Animation and games are not real. Leave the anime girls alone.
True. True. It's so sad. It's so fucking sad. I can't wrap my head around it. Why? It's like, no, I literally am clueless. I'm still trying to figure it out. I spent actually a lot of time thinking about it, that why would you decide to be just like basically everything that you are not supposed... I don't want to say you're not supposed to be, because like women are not the same, right? Like there will be more feminine girls, there will be more tomboyish girls, there are short-haired and long-haired and flat-chested and like thick girls, and they all act very differently, but it's almost like a copy-paste personality.
Don't lie, Asku.
Yeah?
We all know you are replaying RE4 to get inspiration for your new Rule 34 Salazar art.
Okay, shut the fuck up. No, leave me alone. But I don't know, man. It's almost like there is like this new preset, and this is the new preset. So the girl has to have, it's either that they have short hair or shaved hair, and they are very muscular, and they want to be the leader, and they want to be the girl boss, and they want to prove that they are better than the men, and the men are bumbling idiots around them. And they have to be the one who is competent and who comes up with the ideas, and they are there to save the world. And it's so boring. It's not realistic. You cannot make it that like you know, they are like, oh, we have to have representation, but it's not realistic. Okay, it's not real that a woman is going to solve all of your fucking problems, because look at the bloody statistics, okay? I am not saying that men are not fucking idiots, okay? But if you put a group of men together and they are like, hey, this is your goal. You have to like build a house or survive for a week. Then they're gonna work together. There will be like an alpha emerges out of that, and that alpha is going to lead, give out the task, and they will handle it. But how women work is like, oh my god, like I don't want to be the leader. We should just all work together, and then no one will work, and they will just start fucking crying. Because oh my god, this is too much. I just can't handle it. And also she said something really mean to me, and I think I just need like a little bit of time to be alone.
Archaeologist tasked with fighting enemies and solving puzzles in her quest to find a precious artifact. The game was a huge success.
Oh yeah, and I want to point out that this is not all women, right? I am not talking about all women. Not every women are pathetic. I'm talking about that group of women who has this. It's almost like it's a mentality. These people, these activist people, have two mentality. They are either a bully, and that's when they are strong and annoying and obnoxious, or they are a victim and they are
There is
pathetic.
a video on where they did it.
I know, but like this, if you think about it, the more you will realize that they are either trying to pull other people down and they are bullying them out of their zone wherever they are, and as soon as they get a clap back, they are the victims. They just like raise their hands that, oh my god, the men are attacking us, or like these other people are attacking us. You cannot reason with them.
Yes,
Literally.
because I play my escape from reality for the quote-unquote realism.
I don't want realism. Ugh.
Marking Lara Croft as one of the most recognizable characters in the gaming world. It also sparked the beginning of the Tomb Raider franchise, giving us more games and films, and of course, plenty of arguing over Lara Croft's overall depiction and sexualization in the original game and the
You know what would be great? If they would make a new Lara Croft game, except she wouldn't have boobs, she would shave her head fully because, like, you know, she's raiding the tombs, so why would you have long hair? And also give her like a much more masculine build, and every time there is a man who would work with her, she would just have this big attitude about her that, well, actually, I am Lara Croft, so you don't need to mansplain to me. I think that would be really nice.
those that came after. When Lara Croft first
Bro, the amount of tits. Oh my god. Nice.
appeared on the scene, she was criticized for her impossibly tiny waist and large breasts. Some
Nice.
users actually created game patches made for the express purpose of removing her
Childhood
clothes.
memory right there.
Past video games in the 1980s and early 90s were not advanced enough to really sexualize characters.
Okay,
Tits has more pixels than face.
how can you say it's not? Look at that monkey. He's a big boy. He has like he even has nips. And this chick, look at her waistline. She has long blonde hair and a tiny waist. No, man. No, it's kind of hot. I already rubbed one out. One for the monkey, one for the chick.
Although female protagonists were uncommon, those that existed were fully clothed or wearing weird space armor.
Wait, what? What is that? Is she naked? What is that? Is she naked? She's naked. She's Trump. She's orange.
Weird space armor, I guess. But
Congratulations, it's naked now.
all of this changed with the advancement of graphics and technology. And after the popularity of 1996's Tomb Raider, despite the game's character models still being fairly primitive, there was concern that it would signal to developers that hypersexualized female characters were a way to bolster sales and make a mark on the industry. After all, the majority of gamers were, and still are, boys and men. And we know that all of you
That's crazy! Boys and men finding hot and attractive women attractive! Oh my god! That's crazy! Damn! Wow! Wow! That's crazy. Yeah.
Some of those people confuse immersion into a game world with consistent rules and designs that don't fall into uncanny valley, with creating a world as average and insignificant as theirs. How would that even make a game fun?
Well, that's the point. Like, it's not. It's simply not.
You still ooga booga at heart, even if some of you try to hide it. It's okay.
The problem with this is, have you noticed that whenever there's a woke game, quote unquote woke game comes out, it always flops? Wait.
It's almost like the maxim sex sells has been around forever and predates video games must be true.
Yeah, but like, okay, but hear me out. So yeah, that's a fucking huge car. Or maybe her hands are small, I don't know. But whenever a Vogue game comes out and it flops, it's not because of the characters, right? Like, okay, the characters are not helping, but because this entire Vogue whatever mentality is very skin deep. They literally put the bare minimum into it, and they expected that people will flock to it because it has like the representation, right? Like, let's be real, Nier Automata wasn't popular only because 2B had a fat ass. Okay, yes, of course, 2B did have a fat ass, and many people played it probably because of the fat ass, but the plot was amazing, the music was amazing, the gameplay was amazing, literally everything was amazing, right? It helped that she was fucking hot, but also it was a good story. And if there would be a good story with an ugly character, I don't think people would care that much. It's just, whenever they create it, they make like a very boring... It's like fucking Dragon Age, right? I didn't play it, but I have heard enough about it that they had an unlikable cast with an boring-ass story. The graphics were like whatever, and people just... They were like, yeah... We don't want it. We don't like it.
Sort of. Now, by the 2000s, the conversation surrounding the hypersexualization of female characters and whether or not they existed solely as a male fantasy became a widely debated issue in the gaming world. One that has seemingly come to a head today, as demonstrated by our aforementioned TED Talks. And it seems that, in an effort to correct the perceived objectification of female characters, the pendulum has swung too far in the opposite direction. Rather than simply toning down the sexualized nature of these characters, which has already been happening for the last number of...
But why? Why is that wrong? Okay, let me think about it, like, trying to think about the franchise. Okay, let's say like Devil May Cry, right? Like, there is the character like Dante and Nero and whatnot, and those guys are hot, right? Like, they are always absolutely in shape, they look hot, and don't tell me that girls are not gooning to them. So why is it bad that you make characters that guys can goon to? What's wrong with it? Or like The Witcher, right? You have Witcher, Geralt literally had a naked bathing scene in the game, and everyone was like, yeah, this is fine, this is perfectly fine. But oh, Yennefer is hot, oh wow, we can't have that. Oh no, why? Geralt is yeah, exactly. But why is it all right that when the guys can be sexualized and wear like basically nothing, but the women cannot be? Like, I don't know, man.
Of years, some feel that Western developers...
Jesus Christ, this is how she just turns around like, girl, just give us a heads up or something. Oh my
Western
god.
Developers...
Like, someone turns around in front of me in real life, I'm gonna jump. You know, that's actually a fucking jump scare just right there. Holy shit. Whew.
And designers have gone the extra mile and deliberately made these characters progressively less and less attractive. I mean,
sexy man, yes, sexy women, no.
I kind of hate that. As someone who loves gorgeous women, it hurts me deeply.
Attraction is subjective, but... So...
Just... I don't know. I'm sure she has a lovely personality. Okay? Like, that's all I can think about. I'm sure that she has a lovely personality.
So if this uglification, for lack of a better word, is happening deliberately, the next question is why?
She looks like someone farted and she is smelling it just this second.
Ew!
data and information and writings and opinions relating to the sexualization of female characters. But when it comes to this particular topic, what might be guiding game developers and graphic designers and so on and so forth, there's very little in the way of qualitative information. So in the interest of accuracy, I just want to make note of the fact that the majority of the things that I have to say in this video are my personal observations and theories, nothing concrete, unfortunately. Except my desire to see the resurrection of Babe.
That's a huge fucking cup. I cannot unsee how big that cup is. Bro, that's like a liter of tea or something. Jesus Christ, girl, you're hydrating.
Characters with amazing grip
It's
strength.
huge.
Not like that, you weirdos. Now, first and foremost, I do think there is something to be said about the integration of more women in the gaming industry as both developers and designers. And to be clear,
I want to point out that women are the most down bad species, people, creatures I have ever seen. Like, sometimes, it's not me, okay? It's not me. It would never be me. But sometimes I accidentally, purely out of a misclick, end up on the gooner side of like some
Sexy
social
men are
sites.
allowed for the gay guys, they're allowed to goon.
Yes. And it, like, I accidentally end up watching like thirst traps, okay? Like, it happens to all of us, you know, when the algorithm misunderstands your pure intentions. And I see what they are into. Like, I know, like, you are judging men for wanting a pair of tits and a fat ass, and meanwhile, these women, they have, I am not even allowed to say what kind of fantasies, but they are having some very hardcore fantasies that if it would hypothetically happen in real life, you would get arrested for it. That's all I'm just going to say. And every time, that's the first, it's like, oh my god, it should have been me. Oh my god, when will this love ever reach me? And these are the comments under it. And I'm like, excuse me, this is literally a crime. I don't understand what's happening. Hello?
I do not bring this up to suggest that all women in these industries operate.
And okay, you know what? I will raise you. I don't think it's bad to have fantasies. Like, you know, you're into whatever dark shit you're into. That's on you. As long as you practice it consensually with whoever you're into, that's fine. But the point is that you cannot take it away from the lads. Okay?
Part of the problem has to do with devs adopted a shit mindset when it comes to creativity. The woke push placed guidelines on everything entertainment, and if you had an idea outside of the woke ideology, you get fired and blacklisted. Devs are not making games for the people that actually play their games, but instead they design games for themselves and people like them. And as it turns out, shock, surprise, gasp. Developers don't play their own games.
I just realized that what you're saying is that basically all these devs are like putting a fucking self-insert into their games. Do you remember when they rebooted the Scooby-Doo franchise with Velma? And basically the voice actress looks exactly like Velma. Like, Velma suddenly became like a brown Indian character. And she's like very obnoxious. She has like weird ass shit. Like, she eats out of a trash can and then like jerks off to a girl. And like, it's like very strange. Right? Like, it's supposed to be funny, but it's just more like weird and whatever. Yeah. Neil Druckmann look-alike in The Last of Us 2. Jesus Christ.
Operate the same way or to tar them with the same brush. But what I'd like to do is hypothesize some of the psychology that might be driving some of these game developers. In 1989, about 30% of the video game industry was female, with the majority of those women holding low-ranking positions. Only 3% were actual developers. Today, this number has jumped to about 30% worldwide.
So you're telling me that we have to send back the women to the mines? Fuck. Not again. Or back to the kitchen. Oh, no. Why? Why? Children to the mines, women to
Honestly,
the kitchen.
most women I know are closer to Bao than to anything you could consider normal. They just aren't quite that enthusiastic.
What does that even mean?
with a further 8% saying they are non-binary.
What? Non-binary, gender fluid, gender queer, two-spirited, transgender. The fuck is two-spirited? Isn't this just schizophrenic? I'm fairly certain that's just fucking schizophrenic, man. The two wolves? The furries? What?
Binary or two-spirit or trans, which is honestly just like case closed. This answers everything. But the sex of developers alone does little to explain.
There is no way that she's actually playing a game. You cannot push those buttons just like, what are you pushing there? Those buttons are not for that. What do you think? She's just pushing the top ones and then she's pushing the lower ones. She's not gaming. What is that?
Developers alone does little to explain why they might be giving us unappealing.
That's not how games work. What the fuck? The fuck is she pushing?
Female characters.
What?
After all, we have to assume that women would likely want to see other attractive women, right?
Oh god, dude, this reminds me. God, I wish I would have commented on it. On Twitter, there was someone talking about that Marvel Rivals is going to get a competitive thingy, right? Like how Overwatch competitive thing was. And someone was mentioning that, oh, they should make a women's league. And then someone, a girl, was saying that, why would you have to make a women's league? Playing Marvel Rivals is just about pressing a bunch of buttons. Do you think women can't do that? And like, you know, there was like the women are equally as good gamers as men, and like, stop being sexist is what the conversation was about. And I can't believe that after all these years, I'm gonna, okay, don't cancel me, okay? But it's miraculous to me that after all these years, people really think that women can be as good as gamers as men. That's it, I said it. And it's not for the reason you think. It's not because women have less brain cells, or they are less fast, or quick to react, or they are less smart, or anything. It's for a very fucking simple reason. It's not even that men are competitive. Men are simple creatures. A man wakes up, jerks off, brushes their teeth, hopefully, eats breakfast, sits down, and then starts playing at 9 a.m. and finishes at like fucking 2 a.m. And that's it. That's his entire day. You don't do anything else. Maybe jerk off in the middle one more time because you got pounded in the ass in the game, right? But of women, they will never spend this much time on practice. And that is the only fucking reason women will never be as good as men. Because a girl wakes up, you have to do your hair, you have to do your skincare, you play a little bit, oh, you got hungry, you're gonna cook, you have to clean a little bit, oh, you should also go to a little bit of shopping, oh, you're gonna check your social media, oh, you have to take a shower, oh, you also have to do your hair. So it's like, a woman will never we will never have enough time to waste on a video game. But guys were born for this, you know? Women are multitaskers, and we will always do multiple shit at the same time, and guys have one brain cell, and that one brain cell will focus on the singular thing he's doing at that moment. And he can do this for like monotonously for like fucking 12 hours, and then he will be just like, yeah, and then start over the next day. And that's it. Literally, that's it.
They're attractive women, right?
Wrong. Some women do not want that, and some men pretend not to want that. This is why we can't have nice things.
It's worth remembering that we are all a product of our time. Female developers in the 80s and 90s were not only a completely different generation, being baby boomers and Gen Xers, but they also grew up largely with different technology and different messaging around attractiveness and beauty. Games were so basic at the time that, like I mentioned, there really wasn't a lot of
Okay, but that does look fun. Look at it. Doesn't it look fun? It looks like fun to me. I would play this game.
room to sexualize anything. There were some significant limitations on what
It's
could and couldn't be
beautiful.
produced, and likely what people were prepared to produce. Today's developers are millennials and Gen Z, generations who were exposed to the body shaming of the 2000s that deemed women like Jessica Simpson, Tyra Banks, and America Ferrera fat. In the
Yeah, man. Disgusting. Her thighs are touching. Nah. Yeah, no, I don't think so. She's basically obese. I'm surprised she can even stand up. Ah, my little chonker. That's what she is. Yeah. Disgusting. Ah, yeah. The good little chonkening. Yeah, you wanted extra fries with that? Huh? Bro, I swear to God, in the 2000s, all the supermodels were just smoking cocaine, and that's why they were skinny. They were not eating, they were not drinking, they were just like fueled 100% 24/7 on cocaine, and they were just like, that's it. They still do? Oh, okay. It was math? Oh, okay, my bad. Still, you don't smoke cocaine. Fuck! I don't know, I'm not a smoker.
And America Ferrera fat. In the 2000s, women were subjected to fairly specific representations of what was attractive and what was not. Most of us were exposed to movies and television shows like Bridget Jones's Diary, Love Actually, and Sex and the City that routinely
Talk to yourself. I don't watch romantic slop. Ew.
referred to pretty normal-looking women as chunky or plus-sized.
My only romantic movies, Alien 1 and 2. And maybe Prometheus. And maybe Covenant. Those are my most romantic movies.
Not to mention, society was becoming increasingly comfortable with the hypersexualization of practically everything. And I have to imagine, at least to some
Okay. Romantic movie, Star Wars, but the second. Where Anakin is basically just gooning over Padme, okay? That was romantic. In between slicing and dicing the little children, there was some romance. You know? How about that? That's romantic. It's good. It was very nice. You know, or some nice Lord of the Rings when Aragorn is like getting dream teleported into Arwen's bedroom because Arwen is getting jealous that he's hanging out with Eowyn. That was kind of romantic. That's romance. No? It's a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of magic. It works for me.
extent that video games were a representation of these societal standards. Like, yes.
Oh, that Gimli and Legolas. Shut up. I gooned to them too.
All of those things, very bad. But one of the most shameful things we did during this period of time was put too many clothes on top of other clothes. Like, I don't know why Lizzie McGuire is over here wearing 5 shirts. Screw diet culture. Curb your spending habits. The early 2000s was a cursed era for...
Oh my god. Oh, that's hideous. What is this pink fluffy thing? Oh, that's awful.
Many young women and men, and it set the stage for the pushback.
Strong fit is 300 pounds. You know, I don't know when did it start that being morbidly obese is good for you. And at this point, I'm afraid to ask. And like, listen, I would never be the one to fat shame. I'm just saying that these people don't really make it further than like 32, 35 at tops. You know, like they always get like some sort of like a heart attack or something and they just die. So if that's like hashtag goals, then, you know, you go girl. But I don't know. I'm just going to say I haven't really seen like a very morbidly obese old person. You know, like someone like her, but like actually like a 70-year-old. I'm not saying they don't exist. It's just, it must be on the rarer side, you know?
That would roll around a short time later in the mid-2010s as the body positivity movement picked up some...
Oh God, Lord. Like, listen, I'm not saying that you should hurt this person, but there's no fucking way that you're happy in that body. Like, when you get up and the amount of weight you have to move.
40 whole years, Skrelj. Hope to see you at TwitchCon next week. As cool. Oh geez, is that already next week? Panic.
Yep. There's nothing positive. I think, you know what this is? I think the body positivity movement is basically like, you know, when there is like pretty girls and there is like an uglier girl in their circle and they are like, oh my God, queen, you're so beautiful. No, you're gorgeous the way you are. And they are just like sort of gaslight into that girl that, okay, she looks hot. That's what they do. I feel like this is the entire thing.
Damn. That's a huge bitch.
Please, no name calling, okay? No name calling. I'm just saying that if you have this physique, I feel like, unfortunately, and it's not because I'm mean or anything, but your life expectancy is going to be cut in half. It's like the human body was not meant for this.
Biologically not so good to be plus size, but whatever they want.
Yeah, man, like listen, if this is what they want, if this is what makes them happy, like, you go, girl, whatever. But don't promote this. That's
some serious steam. All of this seemed to have culminated
Every
in the
fat
intense
girl in the world is one less girl others have to compete with. That is why they gaslight them that they are beautiful. Less competition.
But riddle me this. If, hypothetically, these people don't like men, then what are they competing for? Like, where is the competition? You cannot simultaneously hate men and tell them that they are, like, the worst thing ever happening, but also tell the fat girls that they are gorgeous so that they don't make healthier changes in their habits. The attention in general? Okay. I see.
desire to see what many considered normal.
Like, you see, like, this I don't consider fat. Like, she's perfectly normal size. Like, she has a little bit of chunk here and there, but, like, yeah, this is perfectly normal. This is not fat.
Normal women in
But, yeah. Yeah, this is different. This is different. This is different.
media and entertainment. No more waif-thin supermodels, but everyday relatable women and girls.
And then this gave way, I guess, to whatever the hell we're looking at and seeing and being exposed to today with fat acceptance and all this type of stuff, and I hate it here.
And also, just to be clear, this period of time didn't exclusively
I've
shame
said it before, and I'll say it again. Fat positivity is a sop by megacorps to sell you more unhealthy food. Most of the body positivity brands are owned by the same corpus that sell ice cream and shit.
You know, you could be onto something, honestly. Yeah. That's a solid point. I didn't think about it, that the corporations might be behind it. It's a little bit Illuminati shit, but yeah, it actually, fuck Unilever. Honestly, he has a good point.
They want the 6'6" abs and 6-figure Chad.
Yeah, who doesn't?
in women's bodies. It definitely did that to men as well. But I think a core component to this conversation is that men and women perceive that shaming completely differently, which we'll come back to a little later. Now, with all of this in mind, a population of body traumatized young men and women went on to enter the creative fields. And I think it's clear from media and entertainment today that a portion of these people were invested in the promotion of not only normal bodies, but their bodies. I think this is important to note because
You know, it's such a shame because she actually looks beautiful. Like, she has like a very pretty face and hair and everything. But like, you know, don't plan your retirement home with her because she will probably not make it.
Women logic be like, what do we want? I don't know. When do we want it? Now.
Yes.
this is important to note because there is something about this group of people that means they want to see them.
Oh, dude, I think I saw this. Wasn't this like a promo for like a fucking fighting game? But she's like, oh, I love it. I love it when you have like these, hey, we have to fight and survive and we have to run really fast and also like girl, if you have to live that lifestyle, you're not going to stay in this physique. Yeah. No, it was for the... Oh, okay, never mind. I just remember that I saw like it was like a sci-fi laser
What?
fighting thing and the girl was like on the bigger side and it was just like
That means they want to see themselves and their social initiatives reflected in media. Not to mention, reportedly over 40% of gamers are female today.
Wait, Aloy is into girls. Of course she is into girls. I should have known. Of course she is. Yeah, that I didn't know, but it kind of sort of makes sense. Yeah. Or bi? I'm too into girls? That's kind of gay, yo.
Reportedly over 40% of gamers are female today, so there seems to be a strong emphasis placed on making media that appeals to them.
To us.
Although, you know,
Again, what's wrong with Eloy? I don't think there's anything wrong with Eloy. But... like, they made her cheeks a little bit, like, strangely swollen. Like, it's almost like she has some sort of condition. Which is not a problem. It's just more like it's an interesting choice, I think. Because I don't think she's like fat, or I don't even think she's ugly. I think Aloy is a very cute character, but she has like some weird condition with her cheeks. Yeah, she has the mumps. If she would get like medicine for the mumps, she would be perfect. Yeah, compare game 1 to game 2. Oh, wait, did she get the mumps in the second game? Oh, I see. She mewed
She was
too
on
hard.
the GigaChat jaw workout routine.
It's genetic. Oh no. No, she mewed too hard, you know? And that's what it happens. Be careful with the mewing, lads.
you know, I probably should say that I don't know what kind of gamers these statistics are including in their analysis and whatnot, but I do have to say that, you know, maybe this is including things like The Sims, and if you play The Sims, you're not a gamer. Fight me.
Ooh.
Yeah, you Sims people. I am talking directly to you,
Ooh.
into your face. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I can't figure out what's the point of Sims. Spicy take? I don't understand. What do you do in The Sims? I don't understand. Digital dolls? Yeah, but like, what do you do? Like, I played The Sims for 2 days, okay? And I made my characters and they became rich and they had a house and that's it. And like, what's after? What do? You would live a better life. It felt like what I should have been doing in real life. I was doing the fucking chores in a simulated game when I needed to do the fucking chores right behind me. In the fucking kitchen. It was awful. All I felt is guilt.
Now, couple all of this with a few decades of intense
Awful.
criticism towards hypersexualized, scantily clad female characters, and it kind of makes sense why there's this intense desire to remove these perceived sexist tropes from media. And this seems to have resulted in a few things. For starters, many new characters have been designed to meet realistic beauty standards.
Look at her. Like, it's the cheeks, man. There is something about you know what she has? She literally has the thyroid neck. Before I was diagnosed with my hypo, I don't know which thyroid. I have it when I don't have enough. And my throat and my cheeks were swollen as fuck. She literally looks like she needs to take some thyroxine. Yeah, whatever I have. That, yes.
And existing characters have been downgraded to be less sexualized and overall less sexually appealing. Sometimes these changes are actually executed well, as in the case of Lara Croft. She's been given more clothes and her body has been adapted to look more normal. But she
That reminds me when they added like a sports bra or whatever under Tifa's shirt. Or was it that they nerfed her boob? There was something in the boob department. They changed something. I was forever sad about it.
she's still very attractive. Just to be clear there. The same really can't be said for characters like Aloy from
Is this the first game? She looks less swollen here. Maybe this is the first game and the other one was the second game?
Horizon Forbidden West, and several Mortal Kombat characters. When Horizon Forbidden West was first teased in 2021, the game's main character Aloy was immediately criticized for her new physical appearance. Many people felt that she looked, overall, less appealing. And personally, having played both Horizon games, this is an assessment that I agree with, although I would say
Please put comparison picture. I need to know.
that, like, no one in those games is particularly attractive, but it's hard to put a finger on why that is exactly. In an attempt to defend her new appearance, the usual suspects jumped in to argue that makeup doesn't exist in a post-apocalyptic world, she lives in a hot climate, which is why she's blotchy, and even that she's eating more food now, that she's beaten the machines in the first game. I'm not kidding, that is a real thing that...
They literally said that she can eat now. That's why she got chunkier. Wow. That's so what they are saying is there is no sunscreen. That's why she has freckles and wrinkles. And also she's eating well. A girl rounded up. Bro.
that people have said, and I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. Regardless, it's clear that someone made a decision to change her appearance when there was no meaningful reason to do so, and honestly, not enough time had passed in the game world between games 1 and 2. It had been about 6 months. I don't know why she looks so different. They also gave her a single same-sex love interest in the game's DLC, and that makes me think that maybe they made her ugly on purpose so that she could be a lesbian.
But wait, no, but that's stupid. How? If you're a girl and you're into women, why would you not be into hot women? That's stupid. Then you could just be into a guy. You could just be into an ugly guy. What do you mean?
Where's the lie? Sydney, please! Mortal Kombat 1 also
please.
experienced similar treatment. The recent release of the game's trailer sparked a tremendous amount of criticism with relation to several characters, most notably Tanya. And the criticism came from two fronts. One, it was noted that Tanya's previous appearance had been scrapped. Her otherworldly features that made her quite beautiful were gone, and she looks nothing like her earlier depiction.
Wait, this is the same person? Hold up. But not even her eyes are white. Why could she not keep at least her eye white? White eye? What? This looks like it's a different person.
Nothing like her earlier depictions. And two, the actress on which she is based.
Okay, bro. The actress looks gorgeous, and you create that. Are you joking? I hate it when they do this. They choose an actress, and like it's not the same. She looks beautiful, and here she's like. Okay, whatever.
The actress on which she is based is very beautiful, and the two now look nothing alike. This, of course, raised a bunch of eyebrows. Why use an extremely beautiful woman if you have no intention of depicting her actual appearance? Something really interesting to consider here is a prevailing attitude in some radical feminist communities that basically says that in order to defy beauty expectations and standards, you have to actively abandon them. Now, obviously, I don't know how many people who work in the gaming industry consider themselves radical feminists, but I think it's plausible that at least a portion of them do. And if these developers and designers are trying to apply their personal social justice,
if you're a red femme and have features, characteristics that are prized in our patriarchal and white supremacist societies, you have a greater responsibility to abandon beauty construction. Is she saying that if you're a radical feminist, then you should just be ugly? Because if you continue to be beautiful, then it's for the patriarchy and for white What? What the fuck? Wow. Like, I never thought that someone would actually write it down. That's beautiful. That's actually beautiful. The male gaze is evil mentality. We are evolving just backwards, aren't we? I am like becoming more and more convinced that we are retarded. Like humanity is like, we already reached a peak and now we are just going back. We are rolling backwards. We reached the mountain and it's all going downhill from now. That's crazy. Women are each other's worst enemy. Yeah, imagine that. Imagine that you're friends with this person. And like you're going out and you're like, you know, you're washing your hair and you're prettying yourself up. And she's like, oh my God, you are the worst thing happening to our kind. Because look, are you wearing makeup? Oh my, it's for the patriarchy. What the? Jesus.
or intersectional framework to the creation.
Would you still go out with her though? No, I don't have friends who are like this kind person here. I don't. Sorry.
They're working on, it makes sense why existing female characters.
I don't quite see why people are upset with this bust. I'm a blonde white woman. Quit shaving and makeup. It was extremely easy for me to do after I peaked. If you all think my refusal to adhere to Euro-patriarchal beauty standards can help other women, I'm quite glad. Can I point out that shaving isn't merely aesthetic, like you're more stinky if you don't shave? And I think that's... Never mind. Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes and I will pretend I have not seen this. Jesus Christ. Why are women so miserable? Why? Why are they so unlikable? I guarantee you, this person has no hobby. Nothing that she likes.
Magurshasku, what are you doing putting makeup and nice clothes on? Oh my god, you look like such a slut. Oh my god, leave some men for me. Tee. I have a female friend this used to happen to.
That's crazy, dude. I swear to God. That's great. I love the fact that I'm a blonde white woman and I just quit shaving and makeup. But only after I peaked. What does it mean that after she peaked? Like, she was pretty and got all the attention and like she reached like the ripe old age of, I don't know, 28 and a half, and like men don't care anymore and now she just became a Wookiee, or like... What are we talking about? What? Yeah? No. No. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Characters are being made
That's
progressively
crazy.
less and less attractive. Again, the
It's almost like there's been a concerted effort for over 60 years to remove femininity from society in the pursuit of quote-unquote equality.
I don't want that. I don't want men and women to be these homogeneous blobs. I don't want everyone to be like, oh, are you a girl? Are you a boy? I don't know, because you're like so androgynous. I'm not saying that people who are androgynous, they shouldn't exist. I just don't want everyone to be like that. You know, like if you're like, oh, you're like a tomboy, or if you're like a feminine guy, like whatever, I don't care. But it's crazy to me that like men, it's like how they started with the toxic masculinity, right? Like anything that is like a manly and strong and like makes a man is toxic. But now everything that is feminine is just for the patriarchy, and you have to drop that too. We are literally becoming like a freaking ditto. You're just like a blob. And you're whatever.
Imagine what ancient women who ran from wolves and tamed cannibals to make them their husbands would say to these ungrateful dimwits.
What?
Needed 200, whoops.
I'm sorry, what women tamed cannibals to have husbands? What? We tamed we tamed cannibals for husbands? If they were hot, some did, I'm sure. No comment. I don't know about this.
position here and the idea behind this is that women must actively uglify themselves in order to demonstrate their commitment to female liberation. So this might explain why it feels like we've gone from one extreme to the other. These characters are either beautiful and hypersexualized, or they look like the new Fable character.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ on a stick. You know, someone modeled this girl and then they were like, yeah, I outdone myself. This is gorgeous. 10 out of 10.
And nobody can explain why. And sadly, similar to the point I made in my Disney Princesses video, this binary leaves us with very few options in between.
Oggy on. She smelled the fart right there and fell unconscious.
Jesus Christ.
Alongside this is the idea that a woman can't simultaneously be beautiful and strong, or feminine and independent. And that underscores the subtext that surrounds this debate. A female character, a woman, can't be strong and powerful while also subscribing to standards that are viewed as oppressive.
True.
You guys might think that I am lying about this as an ideology, but a radical feminist once told me to my face that wearing high heels is a tool of the patriarchy.
I just bought a shoe with high heels today for TwitchCon. This goddamn patriarchy, this is all because of you. You are pressuring me into to have my legs longer so it looks better. How could you? You hose.
I was like, lady, I'm 5'11". If I wear high heels and then stand in a room full of average-sized men, I am the patriarchy. Anyway, this was an attitude that I came into contact with again and again while researching for this video. The need for realism and the inability to suspend disbelief when it comes to hot, skilled, badass female characters. I think it's fair to say that both men and women approach and perceive realism and fantasy very differently.
I don't want realism in games. The only realism I want is like basic laws, like, oh, like gravity, or like a weight of a weapon, or something shit like that, you know? Or like aiming properly. I don't want more realism, okay? Like,
while I was researching for this video, I listened to several female speakers and read countless articles and
she's wearing a dress, so therefore she's dressed for the patriarchy. She has long hair, therefore she's trying to seduce someone. Honestly, she should have just come bald. And like in pants. True.
And read countless articles and studies that mention the
See, at least she's not seducing anyone with her hair because she has short hair. True.
Mention the same thing over and over again. Women want to see realistic depictions of
It's not true. I don't want to see it. I guarantee you, if you would look through my Steam and my PlayStation games, I haven't bought a singular game where the characters are ugly. I avoid them. I don't care if it's good. I am not buying it.
female characters. One 2021 article stated,
Like, don't get me wrong. I would never... What about the egg girl? What about her? That's TV. I told you, I haven't watched the Last of Us TV show because that girl got casted. I am not saying that she is bad, but I am not going to spend my own money to support something that I don't want to see in the future. I am not giving my money for it. I would never attack anyone over this, but I am not spending money on it.
female players are constantly fed unrealistic body proportions, outfits, and armor. It can be difficult to become truly immersed in a video game world where you don't feel respected or welcome.
I love myself and I love my job. And I'm going to stay quiet. And I love you guys, and I'm going to stay quiet.
Most of these articles focus specifically on female characters, and there isn't much mention when it comes to men, despite the fact that male characters are still subject to the same...
Oh my god, that is a titty! Look at him. He's giving cunt. But how is this allowed? Man, the freaking patriarchy.
...subject to the same standards when it comes to unrealistic body proportions and outfits. Even the article I referenced at the beginning...
Oh my god, the titties, look at that! Oh my god.
...at the beginning of this video admits that this
Is that
double
Tekken?
standard exists, acknowledging that mods
God of War?
exist across plenty of games that make men shirtless. I guess that men don't really care about that because...
One thing that has confused me for a decade: women are not chattel, they cry, but suddenly start wearing nose rings like cows and pigs.
Oh, you women are not cattle. Ah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not a piercing girly. I don't like the holes.
I'm like 98% sure that most men enjoy
Chattel
seeing...
is the right. I have never heard that word before. I only have earrings. I don't want more holes other than that. And even that I got it as a baby. So I'm afraid I'm too uncool for piercings.
other men shirtless. I go to the gym too, guys. I see whose muscles you're checking out, and it's typically not us. At least I'm coming after everyone equally today. Another writer, again in 2021, also expressed sadness around the attractiveness of female characters, writing, "We should be saddened every time controversies over the relative attractiveness of female characters arise. We saw how out of hand things got last year in reaction to The Last of Us Part 2 having female protagonists who didn't have typically feminine bodies. The reality is that women, and more broadly people, come in every shape and size, and they are under no obligation to beautify themselves to appease strangers. We deserve the option to consume media that reflects that."
I don't know what they're talking about. Last of Us Part 2? I mean, I wish there would have been a Last of Us Part 2. I think it would have been amazing. I will still never understand why a successful franchise as The Last of Us never made a second game. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know what this article is talking about. God, I wish they would have made a second game. But unfortunately, they said that they will stop at 1. They were like, yeah, we already peaked. We left it on an open ending, and we will leave everything to people's interpretations. Yeah, it's such a great shame. I really think Last of Us was an amazing game. Yeah.
This writer is referencing controversy surrounding The Last of Us Part 2's character Abby, who is muscular and probably not one that a lot of people would consider feminine. Abby did produce a lot of negative
I don't know anything about this. I never heard about it.
feedback, but this likely could be attributed more to the fact that The Last of Us Part 2 did an enormous disservice to the first game, made her character kill another beloved character, and then force players to play as her for the rest of the story. So
No, that's not true. Joel and Ellie is still wandering together and they are fighting to find a cure. I don't know what this is. This might be like a Chinese knockoff. I never heard about this. She's being Delulu. I don't know. It's fake news.
So with that said, while Abby is not stereotypically
Speak
attractive, people disliked her for a host of additional reasons. And as far as real representations go, I think it's fair to say here that your average woman absolutely doesn't look like this. It's not to say that a designer can't create an Abby-like character because so few women like this exist out in the world, but if the point is to represent normal body types, even this isn't normal. And I suppose that's part of the issue with the representation of females in games. We're still not being given normal women, and to be fair,
Bro, Leslie is a space orc. Can my girl catch like just a little bit of a break? She's a space cult orc. Let her be.
Don't worry, Scoob. She is just talking about really high-end fanfic.
Ah, okay. But like, why is my girl catching strays? They literally lay eggs into like a fucking swamp. She doesn't need to be hot. She's a space orc. Come on.
how could we possibly? Nothing about gaming is realistic or
She's
normal.
fine.
And don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad thing. The ability to play as a highly skilled, extremely attractive person is part of the enjoyment of these games. For some, it offers a level of escapism. Things don't always have to be realistic or make sense. And for whatever reason, devs and designers seem to find this rationale perfectly acceptable when it comes to male characters, many of whom are
Oh my god, Kratos has a titty out. This slut.
also sexualized, unclothed, and extremely unrealistic as far as their bodies and appearances go. Even male players themselves are fine with this, given that these characters are potentially a fantasy of what men want to be. Strong, often handsome, armed to the teeth, and skilled in all sorts of combat situations.
Wait, are you telling me that men want to be strong and handsome and competent in at least 5 different kind of martial arts? Nah. I bet, you know what we need? We need a game like Assassin's Creed, but instead of a character like Yasuke, we have like a Redditor body type. You know, like the unshaved, spots all over his face, a little bit of sweat under the shirt, a little bit of a beast, a fedora, a dolled out katana, a body pillow on the other side. I think that's what would be good. Yeah, the neck beard. Yeah,
situations.
that's what
There's
man
something
wants.
to aspire to, and
True.
therefore, the user experience is more enjoyable because these are
True.
characters that men can actually emulate. And not only that, but I think men are better with escapism and fantasy in general. Obviously, we don't really know why that is. Chalk it up to men are from Mars and women are from Venus or something.
But that's not true. The amount of monster fucking smut I went through purely for research to understand the better sex, that's not true. Okay, like that's not true. Okay, like it's hardcore research to understand what women are into, and trust me, the escapism is strong with the ladies as well.
One last thing that I would like to note before I round out this video and
Much.
finish it off is that in my travels of the internet, when I was reading the comments of other gamers, I noticed that some of them called out the double standard that exists when it comes to ugly male characters. there are a lot of them, and how people are very unfazed by this. While this observation is definitely true, I think this can be chalked up overall to the fact that there are just more male characters in any and all video games. This means that there are greater opportunities for all different sorts of characters, not to mention the fact that we interpret male and female attractiveness in different ways. So given the fact that we have so few female protagonists, when one is made ugly, whether she existed previously or is a new creation, we notice. We can't help but notice. With that said too, I don't deny that this means that there is a lack of range for these female characters. But I am probably not the woman to ask, because personally I am totally fine with playing as very attractive gaming characters who are just really good at climbing walls.
Genshin Impact. Ganyu. Climbing. Ass. Yes. Yes. That was my immediate thought. Yes.
I like the badass boss babes. I think they're pretty great. And unlike other entertainment mediums, this is one of the areas where I don't need things to be realistic for it to be
Lisa moaning. Yeah, she just drops down a little bit.
enjoyable. Finally, while I understand and appreciate the desire to tone down some of the hypersexuality in video games, I also don't think that the quest for realism is necessary. And in the end, I think it undermines what makes games so fun and exciting in the first place. Our ability to disconnect and experience something that we don't get in our everyday lives. Now, before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Foom using the link in the description.
No, don't check out Stop Smoking. Be healthy. Eat a carrot or something.
Or scanning the QR code on
Do not.
the screen.
Dip into gamer subs. See? There you go. 10% off with code Scoochan. Dip instead of smoking. Smoking is not good for you.
And they can
No
help you
smoking.
start your habit-breaking journey today. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are video game characters, particularly female ones, actually getting more unattractive? Do you think that this is deliberate? Do you think that it's not happening and people are blowing this way out of proportion?
No.
What do you make of some of the criticisms and arguments surrounding this topic? Like,
it's okay because I have this faith in my soul is that all these games made by these people, like, you know, the people who are like doing shit with like sweet babying, they are going to go bankrupt. And after one too many bankruptcies, they will stop doing it and they are gonna be like, hey lads, don't we just wanna make fucking money? Are you sure that we shouldn't just put a pair of tits there and just like make money? You know, like, that could be nice. No BlackRock exists. I don't know, man. There is only so many. The thing is that thank God we have indie games. Like, think about this, the new French game, the Claire Obscure Expedition 33, right? You have these games. It was 49 franc or something. It wasn't an 80 or 90 bucks slop. You have these indie games that are going to be much, 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 much better than these AAA slops that they are throwing out. So we are slaved.
The Fable heroine or Aloy or even some of the Mortal Kombat characters. Do you think this matters? Do you think it doesn't matter?
It
Do you think that it's giving us an indication of where we are heading generally as far as entertainment goes?
We are going to hell. It's going to suck. It already sucks.
And what you
It's
generally
over
make
for
of
us.
this issue overall. As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. This was a long one, and I'm certainly glad to have you here. If you are not subscribed to the channel already,
I did it. I already have it on my other account, but I did it on this one. Madge. Oh, that reminds me. Wait.